Yeah, boy. All right. Welcome, everybody. We're about to get started here. I'm here with
Word up.
Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. All right. Let me grab my.
I just want to let y'all know, don't attempt to adjust your TV set. This is real.
Yeah, boy. All right. Thank you for being here today, Flav.
Come on, no doubt.
Want me to add people in?
There's Danielle's adding.
Okay, cool.
Flavor Flav.
Yo, man, you sat in that chair like a genie on the red carpet. On the magic carpet.
I'm making wishes come true. Today. Come on.
You can turn that chair to a magic carpet.
You know how.
Take a ride around.
You know how, dude. I'm so excited. Flavor Flav is here today. He came with me last night to volunteer at the Harvest Square Homeless Shelter. That was really, really amazing.
Oh man, no doubt, man.
Thank you for doing that. He also taught me how to make a grilled cheese with peanut butter and jelly on it, which was delicious.
Yeah. But there was another ingredient that he didn't mention. You know what I'm saying? The cheddar cheese.
Cheddar cheese.
Yeah. You know
Grape jelly and not jam.
Jelly. Yeah,
Not jam.
you gotta be jelly. It's gotta be jelly. You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Peanut butter jelly, cheddar cheese, you know what I'm saying? You put it all together. Boom.
It was
I'm dead serious, man. Your taste buds will explode.
yeah. He is not kidding. Please try it at home. It was delicious.
Yeah.
All right, so my name is Kody Christiansen. I am the president of the Harvard Extension Student Association. This is Flavor Flav. I mean, come on. This is Sober Talk, presented by the Harvard Extension Student Association, the student government of the Harvard Extension School, and the Phillips Brooks House Association, where we are right now. Flav, I want to talk a little bit about your journeys. I want to hear about what was your turning point, how's it so far, and then I'll tell you about mine, and then take some questions.
Okay. Well, my name is Flavor Flav. Everybody know me from rap music, from the rap from Public Enemy. Also I've had maybe 3 or 4 hit TV shows, you know what I'm saying, starting with Surreal Life 3, Flavor of Strange Love, 3 seasons, Flavor of Love, 3 seasons. I brought VH1 its most viewers ever in its history, 7.5 billion viewers, and nobody's ever, you know, VH1 has never ever seen those numbers ever since, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm proud of the power that God gave me to be able to do all of that while I was having my struggles, you know, in and out on drugs, you know what I'm saying? I started smoking cigarettes when I was like 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? I started touching alcohol when I was about 8 or 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I didn't smoke every single day of my 55 years of smoking cigarettes, because I started at 6. I'm 64 now. And that means, and I've been sober off of cigarettes now for 3 years. And from alcohol, I drank off and on maybe 53 years of my life. And now I'm sitting here today in front of you guys, 3 years sober off of alcohol. So when I say alcohol, it's been a long journey with that. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out with my friends, you know what I'm saying? You know, the peer pressure thing, wanting to be like everybody in the crowd, you know what I'm saying? Wanting to be the man, wanting to be the one that everybody bragged about, spoke about. I mean, you know, I just wanted to be that one. So I was more of a follower than a leader, even though I was a leader too. You know what I'm saying? Because there were people that I did lead. But I was much more of a follower, trying to be like the next man that was big in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying, in the whole line. Where I come from, you know, we grew up too off of street cred, you know what I'm saying? If he was the man in the streets, man, he was the man, period, you know? And when, I remember when crack first came into the world, came into existence, it was around 1974. 73 or 74, that's when crack cocaine first came into existence. And back in those days, that's when people were doing this thing called freebasing. You know what I'm saying? And also the comedian, God bless his soul, Richard Pryor. He was doing some freebasing one time, and his whole insides caught on fire. You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine. So anyway, hanging out with my boys in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Also, yes, I was in gangs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna label which gangs I was in. You know what I'm saying? Because right now to this day, I suppose to still be in. Once you're in for life. You know what I'm saying? In the whole nine. So anyway, you know, hanging out, hustling. Getting with my boys, I started messing with cocaine. And when I started messing with cocaine, I think I was about maybe 18 years old when I first started indulging with cocaine. And I started smoking weed around 11, 12, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I was, you know, but hanging out with my friends, you know what I'm saying? You know, selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? PCP. Orange tabs, THC, you know, we used to do acid, you know what I'm saying? I never was kind of got it through Quaaludes and back in the days and all of that, you know what I'm saying, in the whole line, but I started experimenting with cocaine around 18 years old, I'll never forget it. And you know, I was selling it. I was selling it big time, but yet I was my best customer.
Oh, yeah, I know about
I ended up being my best customer. So my drugs of choice was cocaine, crack, and weed, and alcohol. Those were my drugs of choice for 18 years. 18 years, I went down this cocaine tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Now, you gotta remember this. As long as it takes you to get somewhere, it's gonna take you that length of time to get back to where you started. You know what I'm saying? So, I was fucked up off of cocaine and crack for 18 years. I haven't used cocaine and crack down over 15 years, 16 years, right? Or maybe close to 17. But that don't mean that I'm free. Because once you're an addict, you're gonna always be for the rest of your life. It's just that you can be an addict, but you don't have to pick up and use it. If you don't pick it up, you don't get high. If you pick it up, you're gonna get high. You know what I'm saying? My thing was, I really, really wanted to get clean. I really, you know, and I went to 5 rehabs. Betty Ford was my first rehab. You know what I'm saying? $1,000 a night per bed. I stayed in, my first one was 30 days. I stayed in Betty Ford. That's $30,000. Man, I felt so good coming out of Betty Ford, man. And walking through the streets, walking past my old pickup spots. I said, well, here, let me just get one. You feel me? That one led to another one, which led to another one, which led to another one, to where, bam, back again. You know what I'm saying? So, And I did that coming off of 30 days rehab. So next thing you know, fucked up, I go to another rehab. And it was called Phoenix House. And I did 60 days in Phoenix House. I came back home. 2.5 weeks later, I picked up, started getting high again. You know what I'm saying? Then I went to my third rehab, which was called LICR, Long Island Center of Recovery. And got out there, they gave me the tools to use. It's just that I didn't use the tools. You feel me? So I stayed out there for about, I don't know, maybe a year and a couple of months, because my friends, they owned it. So they gave me a bed and they said, stay here as long as you need to. So I stayed there for about a good year and everything, you know what I'm saying? Got out of there. Next thing you know, about 3 weeks later, picked up again. Here I am, back on that binge again. You know what I'm saying? So that means deep inside, I guess I still wasn't ready. You feel me? Are y'all with me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so check this out. After I got out of Rikers Island in 2002, because I had to do a year. So I went in 2001, but I got out towards the end of 2002. Then when I got out in 2002, I said, let me go out to California. Let me see what I can do out there. You feel me? And hold on. So one thing that I didn't want is for this reputation of people serving me drugs to follow me. So when I went out to California, I knew where the drugs was at and everything, but I refused to go there because then once you go there, you buy something from someone, then the word spreads around. Hey, Flavor Flav came around. I just turned Flav. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want that reputation. And I was scared of having it because I wanted to get on TV. I wanted to get into movies. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to still put out more records. And having a reputation like that, and it gets out, can damage your career, your life. So one of the main things that helped me, first of all, was being scared of having that reputation, number one. Number two, the thing that really helped me was I had to change my place. I had to change the place. The third thing that helped me was I had to change the people. I had to change the people that I be around, you know what I'm saying? And I had to change a lot of the things that I was doing that kept me dirty. You know what I'm saying? So I really, really, really wanted this for myself. And I said, if you want this, you'll give it to yourself. And a lot of my friends were dying from drugs and shit, and dying from cirrhosis of the liver, pancreatic cancer, you know what I'm saying, diabetes, you know, and that's all because of the life that they were living like me using drugs. Because you know, whatever you do, it's going to catch up to you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I used to drink, when I was, and the doctor told me, hey, don't drink again, or you can die, this and that. Okay, cool. Then you stop. But you gotta remember, whatever damage you did to yourself, it's already done. Sometimes damages can't be repaired. You might damage your lungs when you're 15, stop smoking and everything, but then when you get 45, whatever you did at 15 is gonna come fucking with you at 45. You know what I'm saying? And the whole nine. So What helped me get clean, Cody, was deep down inside, I was ready. If you're not ready, it's not going to happen for you, folks. I'm just letting everybody in here know. If you're not ready, it's not going to happen for you. The only way it's going to happen for you is you gotta deep down inside be ready. And you gotta discipline yourself. It takes discipline. Self-discipline. You could go to all of the rehabs in the world, but that ain't gonna give you the discipline. They will give you the tools to discipline yourself, but it's up to you to use those tools to discipline yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only ones that make your decisions for you is you, not the rehab giving you those tools. So it's up to you. And I was ready. I was tired, Cody. I was like, yo, man, I wanna, and I'm so glad that I made that choice because, and I ain't gonna lie, but when I started doing reality TV, I was still struggling, still in and out, dipping and dabbing. You know, you're gonna take a little taste here, taste there, you know what I'm saying, and the whole nine. And whatever you do, it's going to show up on you. Like you can tell when a person drinks excessively because it shows up on them. They start get that alcoholic look, and you can start smelling the alcohol coming out of their skin. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the whole nine. Or you can tell when somebody's on cocaine and shit, 'cause they got the big bright eyes, and I can tell when a person is on something. So whatever you're on, it will show up on you. You know what I'm saying? And when you're trying to get certain jobs, funny, you cannot have that type of look on you because people will detect it and be like, nah, I don't want him around. You know, people can detect. You know, so I thank God right now that He gave me the power to be able to overcome all of that. And the last two things that I really had to overcome was the cigarettes and the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? And all of my life, cigarettes and alcohol had control of me. And all of the other times in my life, it was the drugs and all of that stuff that had control of me. So when I freed myself 3 years ago, I feel good now to say, I finally have control of me. Nothing else has control of me. Cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, nothing. I got full control of Flav now. Flav is flying this shit. You know, and I feel good about it. And if I can go through all of that and be able to overcome it, there's nothing else in here that nobody can do. If y'all want it like I wanted it for myself, y'all will give it to yourself and you can have it because it's there for you. For all of you in here that's struggling, like I struggled. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
My struggle was real serious, folks, real. I'm dead serious, and God is good because a lot of my friends, Cody, they're not here to talk about it, man. You know, we just buried my boy Coolio. I don't know if y'all know Coolio, but me and him were very, very good friends. You know what I'm saying? He had his struggles with demons. You know what I'm saying? So I know what the struggle is about. And my thing is this. If so happens that you go to a rehab, right? Feel good, you get out. And you end up falling on your face. Don't feel bad. Don't beat up on yourself thinking that you're a failure, because you're not. You know what I'm saying? Because drugs are very, very strong and they take over our lives. But there's a way that we can beat it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you got up and you kept trying. You know, my thing is this. As long as you try, somewhere along the line, you are guaranteed to succeed. But when you stop trying, it's a guaranteed failure. So if you want to succeed, no matter how many times you fall down, you get up and you keep trying, you keep trying, and you keep trying until you get it like Flav. It wasn't easy for me. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that helps to make it more easier for me is for me to sit here and talk about it. Because it helps me. You know? You know, when you got a lot trapped off inside of you, can keep you sick. So it's very important for you to dump. And that's what I'm doing as I'm sharing with y'all. I'm also dumping. I'm dumping. I'm sorry, y'all.
This is great.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. And I went through a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
I went through a lot of money because of this fucking drug shit. You know what I'm saying? But Kody, I ain't gonna cry over that spilled milk, man. I'm gonna just pour a new glass of Kody and just keep it moving.
You know,
So thanks for letting me share, y'all. You know,
yeah, so I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story, and then I picked some questions from the audience.
okay.
Every time you were talking about it, then you saw me shaking my head. I feel like I know it as an addict, not a former, just like you said, once you're an addict, you're an addict.
That's
I've been
right.
sober 7.5 years. I was in Hollywood. I got swept up in the nightlife, the alcohol, the drugs. I did my cocaine, fair share of cocaine, a lot of drinking,
Right.
and dated a rock star on the down low. I'll tell you later his name.
Right.
And I started doing crystal meth with this guy. Got evicted from my apartment. I lost everything that I had.
Right.
Yet I was still figuring out a way to get the stuff right. And finally, I ended up buying a one-way ticket to New York City, because I had to get out of that place to try to get something new to happen for me, right? So I ended up in New York City. I was in the homeless shelters for almost 2 years. I lived in 4 different homeless shelters. 4 is a number we had in common. Finally, in the last shelter that I was at, I had my aha moment where I had just given myself alcohol poisoning again. I was in a single room in this homeless shelter on the ground, barfing into a plastic grocery bag for the 100th time. I finally woke up the next morning and I tried to go to the restroom. Now this is a YMCA, and there was 45 men on one floor. There was one bathroom with 2 shower stalls, two bathroom stalls, and 1 urinal. I walk up to this door, and someone had taken a shit in front of the door.
Right.
Right. So I looked at that piece of shit on the floor, and I thought to myself, Kody, your life is shit. Your life is literally surrounded by shit. And as funny as it is, that is the image. That is all the image I needed to be stuck in my head. Be like, this is not your life. God, the universe has something better for you. You have to quit. And so I had tried AA. I had tried rehab. It never worked for me. But it was this piece of shit on the floor that was like the sign that I needed. I went back to that room. I quit cold turkey everything that day.
Wow.
I had just smoked crack with somebody in the shelter 2 days before that. And I stayed in my room for about 3 days and just sweat, tears, went through the withdrawals by myself. And I walked out of that room the next day, or the 3rd day, and that was it. But like you said, when I was walking out of the shelter and I walked past the liquor store, man, that voice is so strong.
Yes.
It's just screaming.
Yeah.
You want me, you need me, you need me, you need me.
Hello.
And I always felt so dumb that a bottle of liquid had so much control over me. So that first year of sobriety, I kept one of those nips, one of the little vodka bottles. I kept it in my backpack for that whole year, just in case I ever needed it. I never needed it, right? And so when I got sober, I started doing everything that I wanted to do that had been taken away from me because of drugs and alcohol. Because of TVs and movies, and wrote this book. I'm gonna give you a copy.
Okay.
I went to.
Yeah, come on, man. Gotta give you some flowers, man. I give a lot. Days live, give a flowers.
Um, and I went to NYU, I transferred here to Harvard, I'm graduating from Harvard in May.
Yo, that's slamming.
Right.
Congratulations, Cody.
Thank you so much. It's like you were saying, like, anything is truly possible when you decide that it's your time to quit.
Right.
Because there are so many people that loved me so much, and they were constantly saying, Cody, you have to quit, you gotta stop, you need to stop.
And they still love you.
Yes, absolutely. But it wasn't until I was ready that I was able to quit.
That's the key.
And I think that's something that as addicts, we can relate. Because it does take that sheer self-will. Like you said, you can go to as many rehabs as you want.
That's
You
right.
can get all the tools in your toolbox.
That's
But
right.
if you're not ready, it's not gonna happen. And I
I got a witness. He just said it.
And I am so grateful to be here right now at Harvard with Flavor Flav, who I have always looked up to and admired, and it's just it's like, this is proof right here that you can get sober, you can change your life, and you can do anything.
Yes.
So thank you for being here. Let's take some questions.
Hey, and you know what? And you know what else makes me want to stay clean? Because I hear from a lot of people, man. Wow, Flav, you look good, man. Even members of my family, members of other people's family, and I mean, I went back home, Cody. I've seen some of the guys that I went to school with. I looked at them and I was like, holy shit. And I asked my kids, do I look like that? They look so old. I mean, everything is gray, red eyes, not resting, just that old man look. I'm like, damn, do I look like that? Because that guy was in my class.
Yeah.
Like, I was serious. I looked at some of the guys that was in my class. Oh my God, they look so old and it scared me. And I was wondering, do I look like that too?
That,
I hope not, because I'm trying to stay young looking and I'm trying to set an example. Just trying to make it different.
you're doing it. And you're right, that first year after sobriety, that first 6 months, someone asked me if I got plastic surgery. Because my face had filled back out, I have light in my eyes. And someone was like, did you get plastic surgery, man? Like, no, I quit drinking and smoking crack.
Say, look, I tell them, look, I ain't went and bought no plastic and I ain't had no surgery.
No, amen. All right.
Yo, can I get a Kleenex real quick? I mean, my nose is running because of this change of climate. I'm from Vegas, y'all, just to let y'all know. And, this change of climate here got my nose running a little bit, you know what I'm saying it a whole nine. Thank you, bro.
Welcome. All right, do we have any questions from the audience?
Cody, we've got a few from the chat. The first is from Paul, and he asked for both of you. From what you both shared, it seems that you had to make the decision yourself to get clean. Was there anything that you wish your friends, family, or those around you would have done that might have helped or made a difference?
Hey, yo, check this out. What's your name?
The question is from Paul.
From Paul? Hey, yo, Paul, what's up, Paul? Where you at, Paul? All right, well, check this out. Check this out, 'cause I had to leave for a second. I didn't hear the question.
Let's ask it again.
Can y'all repeat that question again?
Absolutely. Thank you. First, I appreciate you both. So what I picked up from both of you, by the way, Paul from Orlando, great to see you.
Wait.
Was
Teammate. Hi.
hi, hello. You both had to make this decision yourself.
Wait, hold on. He's in your class?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? You gotta come, get over here. Come over here. Hold on, my man. Hold on.
You got it.
Interruption, but this is a good one.
You know,
She is a good one. She's a great one. Absolutely.
Okay, this is my manager, that's her.
I spend.
There you go. She and I talked. When you come down to Orlando to come to Disney, you just let me know. We got you taken care of.
Wait, does that include me as well?
Absolutely, Cody. Yeah, you got it.
See?
So really a question for both of you. From what you both shared and what I was hearing, you both had defining moments, sometimes one, sometimes more than one, that made you decide you wanted to get clean. But I would love to know, was there anything that you wish your friends, your family, those that surrounded you, was there anything that you wish they would have done differently?
You mean, do I wish that they had did things differently far as?
Yeah, I mean, like,
I mean, like he just asked, do I wish there was members of my family that would have did things differently, but did things far differently as what?
helping you or giving you advice or pressure, like.
Is that what he's saying? I mean,
Yeah. Or like,
um,
Yeah, and I'll add a little to
you know
that.
what?
So
Let me say this. Let me say this. I don't think that there's anything that I wish that my family would have done differently, because if they would have did it differently, then maybe I might not have went the ways that I went for me to learn all that I know. Make sense?
it does. Thank you.
yeah, I'll say the same thing, like. My friends and family were so supportive and but they never pushed. There was never like a ultimatum. If you don't get sober, like I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. They were always supportive. So I don't think there's anything they could have done differently. And I think friends and family sometimes like blame themselves. They think like, oh, I didn't do enough for this person. You're doing everything you can and you're doing exactly right. So
I mean, you know, but just like when, you know, when it came down, say like to my mom's, for instance, you know what I'm saying? And she's incorporated so much good stuff into me. She's tried and she's succeeded on incorporating a lot of good stuff for me. And one of the main things that she incorporated into me, she said, now, my name is Rico, okay? Don't nobody better try to call me that. Nah, bro.
don't share this with anybody.
Anyway,
on the internet.
My mother used to say, Rico, now you know your do's and you know your don'ts. So do all of your do's and leave your don'ts alone. Bam! Common sense, you know what I'm saying? But there were times when I still just did my thing anyway, some of the don'ts. And then she started faulting herself for the don'ts that I did. But one day I had to make my mom understand and say, hey, listen, Mom, you didn't go wrong. It's not where you went wrong, Mom. It's where I went wrong. Because you gave me those tools, but it was just up to me to use them and I didn't use them. So it's where I went wrong. So I wouldn't want my family to do anything different, because I wouldn't have went the way that I went, and I wouldn't know the things that I know today if they would have done it different.
Great, next question,
The
Danielle.
next question is from Daniel, and it's with the industry events and parties that come with being a performer, how do you keep yourself accountable and sober when you're in environments like this year's Grammy celebration?
Wait.
How do you keep yourself accountable at parties and stuff like the Grammys? How do you keep yourself from drinking or using?
Well, you know what? I use this old theory that Nike has. You just do it. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but we were all born with a thing called choice. And my choice is just don't want to drink today. I don't. You know what I'm saying? There's times when I go out to the bars or I'll go out to the Grammys or whatever. I'll be buying my friends drinks. While I'm buying them drinks and everything, I'm drinking my Red Bull, and then also in this glass right here, I have pineapple juice with a splash of cranberry.
Yeah.
So, and I sip both of them at the same time, but that's my fix. The Red Bull in this hand, pineapple juice with a splash of cranberry in this hand, and I double fist. And I be buying all my friends drinks, and I be watching them get drunk, and at the end of the night, I say to myself, damn, that used to be me.
Yeah.
You know, I feel good now, and I feel proud to be able to cross my heart and say, I am the designated. Before I couldn't do that.
It's a good feeling. Right?
Yeah, before I couldn't do that. Before I was just worse than the next person, driving drunk and all of this, get DUIs and all that bullshit. Come on, man, it's for the birds.
Now
It's time to grow up, man, and snap out of it. SOI, SOI. That means SOI, snap out of it. Have to snap out of it.
and like we don't get any hangovers anymore.
That's right.
Which is
Word
really
up.
good.
On the
We
script.
remember everything that happened, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah,
We can tell them about what they did in the facility.
my God.
All right, can we get another questions, Danielle?
Yep. Alicia said, I always enjoyed the song Fight the Power. What was the inspiration behind the lyrics?
Well, honestly, to tell you the truth, my partner Chuck D, he wrote the record, you know what I'm saying? And all I did was just jump on the record and did my thing, you know what I'm saying? But there were certain things, you know what I'm saying, within the government that were real strong that we were fighting against, you know what I'm saying? And the government were called the powers that be, you know what I'm saying? So certain things that they were in control of, we were trying to, you know, fight the power, you know, fight against it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, that's what I feel my partner Chuck D was coming from when he wrote Fight the Power. Because it's a very strong song, and then also that song right there is the song that launched us, that helped really launch us into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That was one of the main, that was one of the main records that really got us into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So my partner Chuck D, I mean, he's really incredible, man, you know, as far as when it comes down to writing records. And one thing that I've always done, the reason why I've always backed my partner Chuck up is because he does research first before he writes the record. So he gets his facts straight. And there's not one record that we wrote or that he wrote that people could say the facts were not straight. Every record that Chuck wrote, facts were straight. So when you're right, I'm back you up. You know what I mean? So Fight the Power was a great record. And we had fun doing the video too. Oh my God, man, out in Brooklyn, Bedford-Stuyvesant. We had Reverend Al Sharpton in the video. We had Tawana Brawley in the video. Oh man, that day was so immaculate and it was so crazy. And it was the first time for me too to be shooting a video like that and with a big crowd in the back, and everybody's got these Fight the Power signs, Public Enemy signs, Flavor Flav signs, Chuck D signs. Oh man, it was great. It was real great. But I think, you know, I think we did make a, you know, a difference with that record. I think we hit the point.
Next question.
From Greg, asked if there are any therapies or programs that have helped you get sober or stay sober.
The only therapies that I've had was the therapies that I've gotten from places that I went and tried to get clean, you know, things that I've learned from other people too, you know what I'm saying? Not just the rehabs, but when you go to these rehabs, you have people in there that are just like you and have the same type of problems as you do, and you can learn from them as well. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll take the next person that has the problem just like mine, and I'll use him as a reference to the thought, don't forget, you want to stay clean. You know what I'm saying? So I use people as a reference too, you know what I'm saying? And
And that's why like sharing your story is like so important. And that's why, you know, like I any chance I get to share my story, I do, because you don't know who's in the audience listening, you don't know who you could help.
That's right.
You know, somebody watching this today could, you know, go to rehab or go to AA. AA is a great option for people. It's worked for a lot of my
And you know
friends.
what else too? Somebody could be watching this, all of those rehabs that they went to, like me, and it didn't work for me. Somebody might be watching this, Kody. This program might work
This program,
with them.
right here.
Yeah, that me and you were doing right now.
Yeah.
Because each one can teach one. Remember, each one can teach one, because that's how we reach one. We always keep it real with each other and never breach one. Always have your own and never leech one.
Hey.
Yeah, I made that up a long time ago, but it's true, True lyrics, folks, true lyrics.
All right, we got a couple minutes for a few more questions. Danielle, you got some more?
Yep. From Tisha, were there people in your life who were against your sobriety because they were still using? And if so, how did you handle that? Do you have relationships with any of them today?
Well, those people that you just now described, I call them the haters. And the reason why is because those are the people that want to see you, that they want to try to keep you back because you're so far ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? Or they're so jealous because you're ahead of them and they're so way far behind you. Or they're jealous because you're being successful and they're not. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to see other people be successful. They want to try to hold people back, or they love seeing people being held back. You know what I'm saying? People like that, I just kick them to the curb, you know what I'm saying? And I get away from them because I never let someone else's flow stop my flow. I never let someone else's thoughts stop me from being who I am or doing what I'm doing or what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because their thoughts at the end of the day don't pay my bills, G. I'm sorry, G. I pay the cost to be the boss.
You know, I had to remove some people.
I mean, I pay the cost to be my own boss, not your boss or nobody else's boss. I'm just my boss.
That's right. Well, like you said, I had to remove some people from my life as well, but I was really pleasantly surprised that my sobriety helped two of my best friends in LA also find sobriety, and it really changed their lives too. So even by just being you and like doing this for yourself, you could impact people who really matter. And I mean, one of my friends, she went on to get like a therapy license, and like she's like living her best life now because she was inspired by me getting sober. So, you know, I'm sure there are thousands of people who are seeing your sober story, and
Yeah.
it's like the catalyst that they need. So
And I'm hoping that the message that I put out, hope that they can really see my vision of it and understand that through all of that I went through, all of that hardship, and all of the heavy amounts of drugs that I've been through, and I'm talking about crazy amounts of drugs that I used. Can't count all of the drugs that I got stolen from me. And hey, check this out. Let me tell you something. You know what I think that saved me too? A lot of the friends that I had around me that I thought that was my friends, that was stealing my shit. It's like, you know, I'm laughing because, you know, I have a big old crazy rock, right? Man, it's on the table. Got a couple of my friends around. Be like, yo, I'll be back. I gotta go to the bathroom. When I come back, a rock that was this big is about this small now. But nobody stole anything.
no,
You feel me?
disappeared, right?
You know what? I thank God for those people that were stealing my shit. You know why? Because they didn't steal my shit. Maybe those could have hits maybe those could have been the hits that would have put my lights out. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I thank God for those thieving ass friends I had. I think they saved my life. Yeah, that's right.
I want some of my DVDs back though. I stole a lot of my DVDs.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm serious though. I
Yeah.
thank God for those Stephen Ash friends. I think God put them in my life to help save me.
Did you ever have a moment, Flav, like one of the moments I remember? I was blacked out drunk. I woke up in the hospital, tied to the bed with a catheter. No idea how I got there. I get hit by a car that night walking home. And then I still went out and drank the next day.
My man,
Yeah,
way
right.
to go.
Yeah, right. Did you ever have one of those moments where
Yeah.
that should have been my rock bottom,
Yeah.
but it wasn't? Did you have one of
There were
those?
times when I had nights like that too, but you gotta remember one thing that you said earlier in the program. Come on, this drugs and alcohol shit is so strong. You know what I'm saying? It's so strong for the years that it's been overtaking your mind and your body. Your body is so in tuned to where when it's around you or whatever, your blood cells is like, okay, I need my buddies, I need my buddies, I need my buddies. And you know that your body reacts from your mind. Whatever your mind tells your body to do, your body is going to do. So if your mind tells you the blood cells in your body, I need my buddies, I need my buddies, you're gonna go and pick up your buddies.
Yeah, because it felt like my body was screaming sometimes.
You gotta try to reprogram and recondition your mind. It's hard, but it's a self-discipline thing and it can be done.
Absolutely.
Because I'm living proof of it.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And you have the right to do anything in this world you want to do. So if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm dead serious. And if you try to put a fucking gun to my head and threaten to kill me, fucking go ahead and kill me. Then it definitely won't get done then. If you kill me, then so what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, everybody's got the power to it.
All right, let's take two more questions. We got one more from
I
online.
don't this ain't too long and boring for y'all.
We're having a good time. We're having a good time, right?
Okay,
Hi,
yeah, but I'm
Danielle.
talking about the viewers, you know.
I think they're riveted. I see eyes like locked on the screen, so you're good. All right, Danielle, one more from the audience.
Yeah, from Lindsay, what was the best thing someone in your life did that helped you become sober? Or to word it differently, what could someone in the audience do to help a friend or family member who's struggling with addiction?
A lot of people want.
Wait, she spoke so fast. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She sounded like Mama Flintstone on the phone. Have y'all ever seen the Flintstones?
Yeah.
Mama's on the phone and she's like, what? Yo, I heard a little bit of it though, but I know it was a good question.
Yeah, she said, what do you wish, or what could a friend or family member say or do to help you? It sounds like a lot of our audience, you know, they have people in their lives who are dealing with this, and they want to say or do something that could help a person in their life. What would you say would be a good thing for someone to do, for someone who is struggling, for someone to say or do?
But what would I do?
Or what would you want someone in your life to say to you when you're struggling? Like, or how could they help you?
Okay, so you mean what would I want to hear from my family as far as encouragement?
Yeah,
To
while you were struggling.
to help me stay clean, or I mean a pat on the back saying, hey, look, everything's gonna be okay. That helps. That helps. You know what I'm saying? Patting somebody on the back, man, giving them a hug and letting them know, look, everything's gonna be all right. You'll be able to get through the struggle. You know what I'm saying? But the person got to deep down in their heart believe that they could get through that struggle. If they don't believe that they could do it, then they might not be able to do it. So they gotta, and a lot of people have it in their hearts to where they can't do it. Somehow that frame of mind has to be changed. You know what I'm saying? And the whole nine. But like I said, that pat on the back, give a family member a hug when they're going through that struggle, and just telling them, but listen, everything's gonna be all right. God's got your back. Just keep trying, keep trying. I feel that would help that family member through that struggle.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, people that's going through that, all they want to do is just feel loved. You know, maybe a lot of people are going through those struggles because they don't feel loved, and they feel like nobody gives a fuck about them. So if they feel nobody gives a fuck about them, they have a tendency of not giving a fuck about themselves. And then they start beating up on themselves, doing shit to themselves that they've never done before in their life and shit, using drugs that they never used before because they don't like themselves. So now, you know what I'm saying, in the whole nine. I mean, I know what that feeling is like, you know, when you feel like nobody loves you, when nobody cares. I know what that feeling is like because I felt it before. But I was wrong.
Yeah.
Because people did love me and people did care. It was the drugs that was making me feel like that.
And I always say too that like, maybe it didn't affect me right away when you were saying, you know, I want you to stop, I'm here for you, I love you, I care about you. Like it wasn't like, it didn't hit me right then, I didn't stop right then. But when I got sober, I remembered every person who was there for me. Every person that said, I love you, that I care about you, that I want to see you do better. And then when I got sober, I went and I thanked them and I hugged them and I loved them. So just keep telling them you love them and stay with them.
Yeah, and it works. Love works. Love heals. As long as the love is real, it heals.
So Kody, maybe one more from online.
Come on, let's go.
Sure.
Bring
Okay.
the noise. I
Um,
reckon. Bring the noise.
From Jennifer, how does it feel now looking back at everything you've been through and seeing everything that you've overcome? And how does it feel to share these stories with us, to be a pillar of support to the community that you've risen like a phoenix? And she also said, welcome to the Harvard family, and she hopes you're enjoying your time here.
And first of all, I'm enjoying my time here, man. You know, and enjoying sharing my stories with you guys and everything, you know. It feels so good right now being able to be here and share these things with y'all. You know what I'm saying? All of the things that I've shared so far. I feel like it's just a blessing because a lot of people thought that I would not live to see past 30. And that was close to 30 years, 34 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still here. So I don't take life for granted. You know what I'm saying? I just thank God. Every day I wake up and open my eyes, I thank Him for letting me open my eyes because there's a lot of people that went to sleep last night. They didn't wake up like we did. You know what I'm saying? So for me to be able to sit here the day before y'all and be able to share my stories with y'all, I feel truly blessed. And I'm hoping that whatever I said to y'all, I hope y'all got something out of it. I hope that, you know, I dropped some type of knowledge, some type of knowledge on you guys, you know what I'm saying, that could help y'all out in your futures. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the future, y'all can look back at some of the things that Flav said, and maybe it can help you out, you know, in your futures like that. So I feel good. And thank y'all for your time and your patience, and thank y'all for listening to me.
All right, one question from the audience? Sure.
So thank you for coming for the last few days, man. We really appreciate all you did at the homeless shelter, donating the clock, all that means a lot to the Harvard community.
No doubt. Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for letting me be here.
I just had a quick question about self-destruction. The song self-destruction, that meant a lot to me and a lot to my community back in, you know, where I'm from.
Right.
I just want to say thank you for that, and I appreciate you. And did you have, how was that working with everybody on that collab? Because that was a lot of names on that. I mean,
Well, when we did
everybody was on that.
when we did that, it was so amazing, bro. It was so amazing, you know what I'm saying, to be amongst of a lot of friends that you call peers.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying, in the whole nine, and around that time, it was a movement, you know what I'm saying? Because that's when gang life was really starting to get popular.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And around that time, that's when we were in our neighborhoods fighting amongst ourselves and shit, killing ourselves and shit, you know what I'm saying? We were really self-destructing. So I think that's probably what gave KRS that idea to come up with that record. You know what I'm saying? And
Definitely appreciate you all for that.
I got this picture, man. I got this picture of when we was shooting that video. My boy, the great Heavy D, late Heavy D. I remember getting up on his shoulders. I was eating a sandwich and drinking a soda. And I took a picture of that shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely big enough for you to do it.
Yeah, you know, but that record did make a statement though, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people to this day, just like yourself, still talk about it, you know what I'm saying? So thanks to people like you who helped make that record and that statement what it was, you know.
Still got my original
So you
record,
got-
like I, boy, when it came out, still got it with me, like I.
Yeah.
Not even a joke.
Wade, I just want to say thank you so much. I want to give you a copy of my book. I'm gonna sign it
Yeah.
later. And
Thank you.
thanks for being so vulnerable with us today, and thanks for like coming to the shelter with me last night.
Come on, no doubt, man. And you can take my grilled cheese recipe, you know,
You know,
to the next level, baby.
thank you so much.
All right, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Right.